So, Rettungsdienst.
I'll make it short. I know you're busy. Last time I saw you, I came back, broken nose, everything. You knew that, right? So you know between March and July, remember when I was desperate, my ankle was terrible, and you took pictures of my ankle, I was sleeping outside. Remember? It was terribly infected.
I know.
This gets even worse, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know really what I'm up against now. Because what happened was, remember this guy that I was staying from the church?
Yeah.
You gotta be able to trust someone from the church, right? Do you know what he did? When I went down and I tried to find out all this stuff, what's been going on, he hacked my bank account, stole money out of my Sparkasse, changed the lock on the door, and has now got, you know, like you have a USB? I've had terabytes of information stolen along the way, right? My friend in Cologne had 500 gigabyte. Gave it to him, don't worry, he raced down there. He was acting very weird. The only reason he helped me was because he thought I was pretty and he's gay. Started making gay innuendos. You know what he's done? Emptied my bank account, locked the door, is refusing to give my money back with all the political situations, all my...
Who did that?
So, hold on, I'll say to you, hold on, no. Remember when I got robbed in the Starbucks? With all my bank, right. At that point, that 4,000 euros was put in at the end of March. So I'm walking around Germany thinking I've got no fucking money, homeless, arriving at your desk in a terrible state, when I'll put 4,000 euros in my account and no one told me. Not only that, when I'm going to Sparkasses in Bonn, Düsseldorf and Cologne, it says you have null balance. The only reason I found out was I was in Sparkasse in Düsseldorf because I needed the fax to get to the job center to get some money. They're like, oh, they can't say what the balance you have. I said, I don't have a balance. They said, no, you do. I'm like, I do? You have 3,000. I'm like, well, when the fuck did that money go in?
Yeah.
Oh, last Monday. I'm like, okay. So, no. So then I go to Sparkasse. The person who hired me at Sparkasse, got my bank account, was fired. Then I went to him. I said, when was that money put in? 29th of March.
29?
Of March. So this whole time, my ATM is going to nil. I could have solved my situation. And then at that point, I wouldn't have had to sleep in Starbucks. I wouldn't have had to got myself stolen. I wouldn't have had to go to diaconate. I wouldn't have had to go to the guy to the church. You know what's now happened? He had all my paperwork because I couldn't take everything with me. He's now hacked my bank account, stole the money out of my bank account, and is refusing to give me the 500 gigabyte back. And the POLIZEI in Düsseldorf refused to do nothing. The doctor in Düsseldorf was like, you are up against some kind of conspiracy to kill you. And I told him I wanted medically logged that I'm going to end up dead. Is that, and just the last thing, I was in a hostel in Cologne, right? Very little.
Moment. It's okay. We need more time. Yeah.
Okay, danke. It's okay.
Yeah.
Second point is, I found out my data protection has been broken in numerous hospitals, banks, and doctors. My information has been getting leaked. Just what they've done is isolate me. I'm totally isolated, right? You've seen the states I've come in. I actually met a very nice young Asian lady in a hostel. I told her a little bit about
in a hospital.
Hostel.
Hostel.
I can't go in a hospital in Germany. It's too dangerous for me.
Hostel, right.
We went about. We got terrorized. We would walk down the street. Police would stalk us to the point we went to a park in Cologne, minding our own business. People throwing bottles at me, saying bottles, flasher, saying get the fuck out of Germany. This young Asian lady from Taiwan who was trying to help me got so terrified, booked a flight out of Germany. Do you understand what I'm being subjected to? A little piece of happiness. We were having meals and everything. Cologne is supposed to be the city that accepts everybody for whatever. So not only is my data protection being broken, this guy is holding me to ransom over 500. But what's even worse, you saw the medical state that I was in between March to June, yes, when I had no money. There was money sitting in my account. My lawyer didn't tell me. Our card didn't tell me. And Sparkassa was pretending my balance was zero. And you wonder why I take a sleeping pill, doctor. I mean, do you understand that they are trying to literally assassinate me through means that it doesn't look like... Have you ever heard of anything like that in your life? I haven't. To do that, and this idiot is now sending me emails refusing to give me... I'm like, this is a criminal act. You know what I did on the email back? I'm starting to email universities from all over America saying, if you're actually going to kill me, I want people around the world to know. Not only is it not normal, it's criminal. I'm almost being stopped.
But I ask me why I know...
because I'm trapped and I can't get out.
I know...
the history.
I know very more Ausländer. Yeah?
Ausländer.
And other people from other countries.
Mm-hmm.
More here.
Yeah.
You are not only one from Canada. Or
yes, but
why
I'm
why you have so more unlucky...
It's not got nothing to do with luck, doctor. I told you I arrived here as a political refugee. I was the first in history, right? The next Snowden and all that. Basically, what they wanted was, when I was in the UK, I got tortured based on the fact that I'm not Canadian, I never worked in IT, and I never graduated university. I got injected, paralyzed, and there was a lot of Muslims in War II. I came out. Basically, I was a high-level manager. I left the northern UK a long time ago. I fled. I went to Canada. They picked someone who was going to be that next big thing. To cover up the fact that the Scottish referendum was fake, they made me out to be a political terrorist. I got chased all over Canada. I got sent to the UK. I got tortured. You open your mouth, you're dead. The German government told me to come here for political protection. I got taken to Schweinfurt. They listened to Bank of America, Royal Bank of Canada, Bank of Montreal. I've worked for Formula One. I was the first in history with a UK passport and Canadian passport to be in political asylum. I then went to Denmark.
Only UK and Canada?
I'm the first
or
in
Denmark?
history. No, Denmark sent me an email saying, come here for political protection. The problem is Europe got paid for me before I got here. The reason no one else is being subjected to this is I'm the first in history to be in this position. No one from Canada or the UK has applied for political asylum. Why did I apply for political asylum? Because they're cutting me from jobs, blocking my bank account. If you think about it, I'm about to be the next big CEO in a big bank. So UK is now creating one of the worst false political situations in history and made me out to be the prime target. That's why I'm getting it here. No one else is in that position. They told me to come here for safety. Both SAP and Sky Deutschland had British Western managers. They knew exactly who I was. That's why no one else is getting it. If my story comes out that I'm squeaky clean, nice to everyone, they've cut me from all humans. The only people who can control the police, I'm not even allowed in a job center. No crimes. You cut someone from a job, cut them medically. You saw the state that I was in. It's because they want me dead. Why? Have I done something wrong? No. But I know politically what they did in the UK, what they did politically in Canada. If the world found out, then we got a big fucking problem worldwide. No one is in my situation. That's why. So it's to terrorize them, do as many inhumane things as possible. So I am now fighting to get my money back from a hotel that stole my money. I said, if you don't get me this fucking 500 gigabyte back to me by Friday, I contact UN, I contact Deutsche Welle, I contact everyone. The reason I'm going through this crap is even Schweinfurt, and I'll even tell you his name, Gerlach, interviewed me for... Gerlach. Interviewed me for 37 hours on all those banks, and the fact that I was tortured. The Lyon police, so French...
27 hours?
37. No sleep. Now you have to remember, you know who tortured me in UK? A German doctor. Now if you think about it, so they faked one of the worst referendums. If you think about it, an empire was going to break. The British Empire made me out to be... There was no referendum. The whole thing was to generate money for Brexit. I didn't know that. They made me a scapegoat. The other thing is that I'm not a smart person,